Hey there folks, welcome back. Jay Barrino here, continuing StarCraft Mass Recall, StarCraft Brood War Remake, and StarCraft 2. Continuing Rebel Yell. We're going to start the Trump card. I remember having a little bit of trouble with this when I played it on version 5.4. In the original StarCraft 1 version, you can sort of cheese this by using Defense Matrix on the SCV that you need to bring to the beacon. I don't plan on doing that unless things become really dire near the end, which I think I may have done that on my 5.4 version because I was having so much trouble pushing into the Confederate base.
Commander, our position has been discovered. As of 2 hours ago, a large Confederate strike force arrived on Antigua Prime and established a base camp within our defensive perimeter. Arcturus Mengsk is calling a meeting.
Greetings. I know you're all concerned about the Confederate strike force, but first we have a grave matter to discuss. It seems our data disks didn't hold weapon designs after all. Lieutenant Kerrigan will explain.
You all know that the Confederates run a program for psychically gifted humans, training them to be ghosts. Those running the program found that the Zerg are attuned to the psychic emanations of ghosts.
So the Zerg are here for you, darling? This keeps getting better and better.
Shut up. There's been a lot of secret Confederate research surrounding ghosts and the Zerg. What we stole was a small but critical piece of the puzzle. Designs for a transplanar psionic waveform emitter. The emitters broadcast the neural imprint of a ghost, but at a much greater magnitude. These things reach across worlds.
The Confederacy used these psi emitters to lure the Zerg into isolated containment areas. Your colony, Mars Sara Commander, was one such location.
What are you saying?
I'm saying the Zerg are a secret weapon developed by the Confederacy. I'm saying you were all subjects of a Confederate weapons test. Just as they destroyed Korhal with nuclear weapons to establish dominance a generation ago, they would use the Zerg to put an end to their other rivals. Only this time there'd be no outrage. Who could suspect the aliens were their creation? No, they'd be lauded as heroes for coming in and destroying the Zerg. It's time the Confederacy paid for its crimes. And I know just the way. Lieutenant Kerrigan is going to plant an emitter at the Confederate base camp. Commander, you will provide her with an escort. When the Zerg arrive, they'll break the blockade for us and we'll make our escape. Now, get moving.
All right. Now, I never realized how much manipulation Mengsk was doing here. Does he realize that the Zerg are not created by the Confederacy, or is he just saying that to trick Jim and Sarah? I think that's true, but I don't know how much of it he believes himself. Secret Sons of Korhal staging area, Antigua Prime. Arcturus Mengsk, protector of the people.
I'm having doubts about this, Arcturus. I just don't think anyone deserves to have the Zerg unleashed on them.
I know you have personal feelings about this, but you can't let your past cloud your judgment. Carry out your orders, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
All right, first things first, run!
What now?
Everybody, no, don't go that way. Everybody run. Everybody just run. Because we're about to come under attack. So let's see if we can save these buildings. You can lift your science facilities. It's wonderful. Let's get these buildings out of here. Now, we only have a couple mineral patches here in our main base, which sucks. So what I'm going to do, again, hopefully we can escape with all this stuff.
Base is under attack.
Let's move on up with these units and get some of the heat off of our buildings. Nope, they're going to make it just fine. Okay, so Kerrigan, what I like to do is take Kerrigan, send her down here, and get rid of this siege tank that's already up here. Will they rebuild it? I don't know. Let's get an academy right away.
Base is under attack.
And then just keep making SCV. So only 5 patches of minerals really sucks. Probably want to get another bunker up here as well. Now, we can make siege tanks this map. We're going to need a lot of tanks, going to need a lot of missile turrets, and some bunkers, because the enemy attacks are pretty terrible.
Base is under attack.
So being able to save this area would be really nice, but it's just not feasible right now. So what I'm going to do is cloak and just walk her up here.
It'd be a pleasure.
Transmit orders.
What now?
And what I'll do when I get close to it is just lock it down so that she's able to escape as well, because the enemy does like to scan pretty frequently. Ah, there was a missile turret there. Okay, so she can two-shot these guys. Then we'll kill the tank. Probably decloak now, because they're just going to keep doing that. So once we kill the tank, assuming it doesn't have a bully trigger, we can go and take that base. Let's go in and land this. And land this here, and then come on over up here, and we're going to saturate our gas. I'm going to get as many minerals as possible now, so that when it's time to move out, we'll be in better shape. So Kerrigan did take care of that. Let's bring her down here and get back home. That stuff is gone, so we should be able, hopefully, to take that base quickly. And then we need to set up defense very, very quickly as well. So rushing to siege tanks is going to be a very, very common tactic. We want to get siege tanks to defend that other base as soon as possible. So let us be prepared. All right, let's get one medic so that we can heal Kerrigan. I might just end up throwing her in a bunker. She can be very, very useful against groups of infantry that are coming in towards us. So let's just get a small group of Marines and medics to be prepared to react and take back areas that enemies are pushing in on us for. So interestingly enough, again, I've noticed that just because of the ratios with how buildings are set up in StarCraft 2, you'll notice that there's just not nearly as much space in this type of base. In the original map, you had tons and tons and tons of space here, and I mean, there's more doodads here, but this whole area was it just felt larger in StarCraft when you had more space to do stuff, which was cool. All right, so let's get siege tech. Now, okay, it was cool, but not necessary. So, I guess it's better that it's more consolidated. I think it looks a little better, and this is cool because this is like our secret staging area. You guys see a bunch of supplies and a big building here. Very, very neat. Okay, big question of the day is, can we make this without blocking a bunch of our Vespene income? It looks okay. Let's take our science vessel. Big question number 2 of the day is, did they replace this tank, or is it just gone? It's gone. Did they replace the Marines? They're there. That's okay. We can get rid of them pretty handily. It's just, again, I really just want to get some tanks, and I need tanks and I need turrets ready to be set up here. Can we build? We can build with the emitter SCV, so that's good. Okay, so there's 2 ways to approach this. We can push our way through these canyons up here and just push down all of these buildings. And what that's going to do is it will get rid of a bunch of depots, it'll get rid of a bunch of the defending units, and we make our way along the top side of the map towards the beacon. Alternatively, we come through here. It's faster to the beacon, but the enemy will still have a lot of their production up. The enemy will have a lot of their production up and will be able to react faster with more and more units. So it's hard to say what is honestly better. I really couldn't say. Okay, so I already do have... What is nice is I already do have an engineering base, so we can set up a turret, like just some turrets. We have turrets in pretty good locations. I might set up more down here. It depends on where the enemy's going to send Wraith attacks. Again, that's just the kind of stuff I can't know, because Mass Recall, the attacks are different than they were in the original game, so I just have no idea what to expect for, what to plan for. Got our first tank. Oh, what a dream. What a dream to have some tanks. Let's go ahead and set this bad boy up. We really only need 1 or 2 tanks, I think, at each of these entrances. I mean, the more the better, of course. All right, so let's grab 1 SCV, because I really, really would like to take this base as soon as possible. And I'm going to get a second tank. Tanks are 150. There we go. All right, so they are going to be attacking from over here, so I'm definitely want to set up some more turrets as well. Let's just save our money. I really need to take this base. I really, really, really would like to take this base. So let's go ahead and hotkey this. I accidentally overwrote my command center hotkey, and hopefully we're in good shape. I don't know if they're going to attack across this bridge. I just don't know. So what I'm going to do is grab my vultures and leave them back here too in case they want to bring some infantry. The vultures will be a huge help. All right, so let's just sit and wait. I really, really want this. We'll move up here. We'll take this. We'll set up the tanks on the high ground, make some turrets up here as well. We'll be in really, really good shape, and then we'll start really, really pushing and making our roll across the map. That's our goal. So let's move a tank down here and set it up. It's possible there's some units up here. There are. That's okay. We can spot them. I don't really want to attack them until I absolutely have to. I don't want to be drawing units to me unless they really need to be bothered at this point. All right, so how's our setup here? Not great. Not great. The setup is not particularly favorable for me, but that's okay. Anything at this point. As long as we can get it set up, then we're going to be just fine. Now, big question is, what do we need to build? What do we want to spend our limited resources on right now? I want to make a bunker here, more tanks, Or do we want to just make more Marines? Because if we make a lot of tanks, if they in some way can counter the tanks, then we're screwed. Alternatively, we need turrets. We need a bunker here. Probably actually a bunker on the high ground might be better. We need to layer this in like 4 to 5 tanks up here with turrets. I just don't have the money. So right now I just need to focus on getting this base set up. We really don't need the gas right now. So that should be fine. U-238 shells tentatively.
Upgrade complete.
I don't know how I feel about getting that. We can also get +2 on everything now because we can get science facilities. Those were the prerequisites for that. Get a few turrets. Another tank. So now with 2 tanks, I think we want to move forward and set up some defense in this area. So like Kerrigan, I'm just gonna walk her up this ramp. We can cloak her. How much is Snipe? Snipe is just on a cooldown. That's cool. So let's just do this. I saw infantry coming up in this direction. Okay, so let's move on up. Let's go ahead and start getting a ton of SCVs saturated.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and siege. And then inch forward. Perfect. Okay, and we just need this money very badly. And then with the extra cash, we're going to get more tanks. And we saw infantry coming over in this direction, which hopefully we should be fine with. And if we can set up tanks on the high ground here, then we won't need to worry about attacks making their way around here theoretically. It's just what silly attacks will the enemy be coming at me with. I'm going to leave the science vessel here in case they want to reinforce any units up here. Yeah, because there is a ramp. I could even get tanks up here, which would be pretty neat. I would need to drop them up there, and that would mean I'd need to build dropships, which I'm not a huge proponent of. I will do, though. Stimpack would be nice. Yeah, I just need money at this point, so let's just set this up.
Not enough minerals.
You are in a pickle, Mr. Science Vessel, but you're fine. Okay, let's do this. And then step number 2 is going to be making turrets up here. I'm going to leave 1 tank down here, actually.
Base is under attack.
Aha! Aha! Somehow I knew. Okay, lure them further back. Lure them further back. Kerrigan, please. Okay, she's being healed. We should be fine now. It was a little dicey. I like her attack sound. It's really, really cool. Okay, so now we can move you up to the top. Siege up. This is why I was going to make turrets up here. Now they're coming in with a bunch of tanks of their own. Mass repair. Don't get stuck. They're going to get stuck. Very cool. Very cool getting stuck like that, fellas. Good lord. Mass repair. Everybody needs to mass repair. Kerrigan's going to die. Good god. Keep mass repairing, friends. Okay, so these attacks are seemingly not very fair. Mass repair the tanks. I can't snipe this stuff. She is getting healed so terribly slowly. Oh my god. That was garbage! That was garbage. I wasn't really prepared for it, I suppose. All we have to do is lift. We'll turn around with Kerrigan and save that base later. Let's spend our money and get some Marines. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, that sucked. You know, we gotta play scrappy. That attack, do you see how many, tanks they had there? That was nuts. That was nuts. Okay, can we please hotkey this so that we can actually scan? Can Sarah Kerrigan hold on herself? Who knows? Okay, we're coming back. I will set this area up, and it will be defended if it is the last thing I do. Maybe not. So where are these units trying to go? It's like they... I don't know. Let's just go ahead and set this up. It seems like they're only going to respond if we end up attacking a little further in, so... Theoretically, we just need to set this up. We'll get more Marines to defend us, more tanks. It seems like once we have this area set up, then we're fine. It's just getting set up in this area. So more and more tanks, I suppose. Yeah, see, these tanks are so terribly confused. Okay, let's move on in. Lock down some of the tanks. Snipe some of these medics. Why are there so many medics? Good lord. Okay, and then why is... Oh, it is hotkeyed. I'm like, why is this not hotkeyed? When it was indeed hotkeyed. Okay, get on up here, and we need turrets like crazy in this area. And I mean like crazy. Because those amount of rates is just awful. Okay, get me some more medics. More Marines. Heal this up. We want to get some tanks up on the high ground as soon as possible. Okay. And hopefully this'll do it. These Marines will continue to attack us. Oh my god, look at that amount of Goliaths now. These attacks are just relentless. They are just relentless. And I have no real healing on Kerrigan. My medics are all out of energy. These attacks are almost silly, I would say. Let's defense matrix her and do what we can do. Okay, more tanks. Got my vultures actually coming down to try to help us. All right, we are holding on. This mission is ridiculously challenging with how frequently they attack. It's almost ridiculous. Okay, I can't really afford to get enough tanks up in this area right now. Okay, do I want to get maybe a bunker up here instead and then layer it with tanks behind it? Not really, honestly. I want it down here. I really do just want it down here. Okay, we're alive. I've been using Kerrigan to great effect. She has been invaluable at this point. These bases have been fine up here. I might just unload these bunkers because I don't need them. And it's actually depots right now, so that means I am doing better than I expected, but again, it's holding on against these attacks. I mean, it should be challenging because the Confederacy has found us. They should be coming at us with overwhelming forces. Let's go get an armory. I haven't even been able to make any offensive progress, though, so that's bad. Okay, hop in the bunkers. Poor medic's trying to heal. We can leave this fella up here to repair if necessary. Okay, and you know what? For now, let's just leave the tanks here until we can get more. I need like 4 or 5 of them at least. And this area is very, very cramped. It's very, very, very cramped. Okay, so let's back them up. We want the bunker taking the heat, even though we're taking surface area off such that we can't actually repair it. No, I don't want that. That blocks me way too much. Okay. Science facilities. Irradiate's probably not really needed. Let's get stim pack for later. Let's keep making depots. Okay, and then my emitter SCV's over here. Let's grab vehicle weapons. Let's grab infantry weapons level 2. Now we've got the income. Now we're alive. Yikes. Okay, so let's unsiege and try to move these fellas up the ramp so that we can catch enemy attacks before they get to us. Please get out of the way. This ramp is just so small. It's very, very challenging. I see those units coming towards me. Okay, let's try to repair this stuff. And we're covered by our missile turrets now too. This is what I'm talking about. Now we're in a better situation. Let's see if we can get more tanks up to the high. The more that we can just cram up here, the better. As you can imagine. Before we're ready to move out, at which point we'll unsiege these and bring them with us. Okay, wow, and Kerrigan was invaluable on this so far. She has just been incredibly, incredibly invaluable. We're pretty much oversaturated here. We just need more tanks for sure. Let's go ahead and get another factory so that we can start pumping out Goliaths alongside our tanks. Pretty large attacks. I mean, very, very large attacks. I mean, they're taking out my units before. The amount of Goliaths is a little frustrating. What I'd really like to do is just start pushing out and getting rid of some of their production. I'm losing too many tanks with each of these attacks. It's nuts. Okay, well, let's check. They've got 1 tank down here. If we can, like, move into this area and siege up a large group of tanks, I'll feel a lot safer. Okay, this is almost done. Let's just keep making Marines and medics, which you're going to be using to push out later. Got an okay amount of them. Suppose let's not stand so close, or let's not stay so close to this edge. There we go. Okay, machine shop. In fact, I think I just want to double build tanks as much as I kind of want. Much as I kind of want Goliaths, I don't really think that's what I need right now. I just need tons and tons and tons of tanks. It sucks. I'm gonna start a very, very slow push. Very slow push. Really just depends on when the next major attack is gonna be. All right, +1 is about done. Can we get +2? I don't know. We need depots. Let's go ahead and throw them down here. Man, those early attacks were not a joke. I feel like I'm going to run out of money before I can complete this. We'll see. We'll see. Want to utilize Kerrigan to, like, maybe snipe that that tank that's up there. Where is Kerrigan, actually? Let's hotkey her. I know, depots. I know, depots. We've got them coming up. All right, let's get vehicle plating. Let's get infantry armor.
Upgrade complete.
And then just queue up the tanks. Queue up the tanks for now. Again, we're going to use the tanks to make the slow push. I'd actually rather wait for them to come in and attack me first. It's very dangerous leaving Kerrigan here. I'm going to quick save because we have finally gotten our bearings. Okay, let's move all these units up. These stupid units up here trying to get in my way. All right, we're actually blocked in. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and unsiege and inch up just a little bit. What I would love to do is just walk in with Kerrigan and lock down that tank. It's going to hit me once or twice. Okay, and what that's going to allow me to do is unsiege the tanks and start moving in. Let's defense matrix and move on in. Let's siege on up right here. Again, we've got our bearings. A ton of enemies are going to be making their way in towards us. Let's make sure we defend our tanks. Let's make sure we bring a couple SCVs. We don't need to build more because we've got a ton at home, actually. This amount should be fine. So let's bring these SCVs up. We're going to start bleeding the enemy dry. Let's grab another barracks as well. And then let's make a few Goliaths. And I think we're on track now. We just have to make sure... We have to make sure that we keep detection near us and don't allow the enemy to continue any sort of roll. So let's check for spider mines. I don't see any down here. There's a very large group of tanks up there. I don't think they can siege yet, though I thought on this map... Yep, there's the siege, actually. They can. Again, Kerrigan has just been crazy helpful. Let's back her up. She's taking a little too much damage here. Can make sure we keep defense matrixing her. I said, but really, keep defense matrixing her. I still might want to keep a few tanks up here. Seems like a lot of our units are taking damage. Kerrigan's still taking damage. From the tanks, there we go, it's gone. Everybody move on up. I'm gonna unsiege these and start inching forward. I'm gonna take 2 and leave them up here, actually. So the enemy, a lot of their static defense has been wiped out. Okay, this is going okay. Let's go ahead and hotkey my science vessels so that we can actually defense matrix some stuff here. You guys move on up and make sure that you're repairing my tanks. That's not where you need to be up here, Kerrigan. So they're going to try to come over here and siege. We've got them caught. This has been pretty challenging so far. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Make sure that we keep rallying a ton of Marines. This is the definition of a slow push. And mission 8 is going to be similar. We actually have a mission between then and now, or now and then, I should say. Okay, keep moving on up. Let's keep scanning, getting rid of the missile turrets. Getting rid of their production. We're very close. Depots. You know what? I was looking earlier and thinking depots are going to be a problem. And I didn't make them. All right, let's get crazy with depots. We can bring these extra SCVs up. Again, based on how crazy the attacks have been, that is why I'm being so terribly careful. Okay, let's start unsieging and inching up. Got to do a bit of a leapfrog here because we saw how quickly we were able to lose some of our units, so I don't want to take any risks. I mean, I have money. I can afford to lose stuff, but I'd rather not. Kerrigan is in the mix. Again, she has been invaluable. I actually kind of like it. I like it that way. I like how Kerrigan has actually been considered part of our actual attack here. Let's keep scanning. There's a battle cruiser up there. At this point, we just need to run to the beacon. I could defense matrix and just get it. I could just defense matrix and grab it, but I'm not going to. Let's do another leapfrog. We're going to do this semi-legit. Okay, siege on up. Kerrigan, we'll go ahead and lock that down. I want you to get in. I need units to move in and destroy this tank. That tank is in a very bad spot. Okay, unsiege. Everybody start attacking in. Where's Kerrigan? Let's quick save in case something very bad happens to her. That's really all I care about at this point. Okay, siege on up. And where is the emitter? Move up with these fellas. So the emitter should be clear. Well, maybe not. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Well, the fact that he just ran in there means it must have been fine. I was looking for tanks further back.
Emitter in place. Just promise me we'll never do anything like this again.
We will do whatever it takes to save humanity. Our responsibility is too great to do any less.
You could see the overlords coming in from the background. Alright, you know, I think that went okay. The beginning was very dicey. My survival rate and kills deaths was actually pretty good considering what I was expecting. I think I just got almost unlucky with when I decided to take that second base because it seemed like there was a very large Goliath tank push that was one of those haha gotcha spawned attacks, perhaps. Maybe not. I mean, I don't think they're spawned, but they're definitely those haha gotcha attacks similar to the Vulture attack from 2 missions ago. And it was just bad luck, but Kerrigan held on using some good defense matrices there and managed to do it. Pretty tough mission, though. I think that the difficulty spike between the last mission and this one is very high, but it makes sense. The Confederacy should have been coming at us with an overwhelming... I don't know why, but only when I'm playing Mass Recall, sometimes my outros just get cut off. Thanks, XSplit. This has been Jay Bruno. Thanks so much for watching. When we come back, we'll be playing through one of the secret missions. It's pretty cool. I'll see you then. Bye now.